Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Brady. Welcome back to the channel, and what I got for you today is a story type video, and in the background is some very noobish CSGO gameplay. So if you are a good CSGO player, then bear with me. I thought it'd be fitting for the video. And what we're going to be talking about today is, if you guys didn't watch my video, I think on Thursday, talking about how I'm going to be going to ESL ONE. Well, I did over the weekend, and it was an absolutely incredible experience. If you guys don't know what ESL ONE is, basically just a huge CSGO tournament. And if you guys don't know what CSGO is, well, probably most of you do. It is just basically a first-person shooter on the PC, and it's much different than any type of game. You guys probably already know what I'm talking about. So before I talk about my experience there, I have to start off that the main reason I was going just to see my team FaZe compete in it. They're one of the best teams in the world, and they got bounced in the group stages. They absolutely choked to NRG, and going into it, I thought it'd be like, I didn't think it would be fun because I wasn't able to see my team play, but it was still an awesome experience. So to start it off, on Saturday is when the event started. It was open to the public. The doors opened at 9 o'clock, and it was in Brooklyn in the Barclays Center where the Brooklyn Nets play. And I live about 4 hours away, so we had to get up so early to go to this event. And thankfully, the first event wasn't until like 11 o'clock, so we had some time. We didn't have to be there exactly at 9 o'clock. But once we got there, we got in, got our tickets and everything, and they have like this weird scavenger hunt around there, like you could scan all the barcodes, and then once you got it all done and watched the grand final, the next day is you were entered into like to win like an iPhone X, like a setup of signed jersey, a bunch of good stuff, which I thought was actually pretty cool that like it got everyone engaged and got everyone moving to each booth. And some of the booths that were there were like Logitech, Alienware. They had a bunch of jersey sales and everything, and like ESEA, if you guys know what that is, just like a CSGO matchmaking thing. That was a booth there. And they also had a thing where like you could play against an ex-pro. If any of you guys know who Nothing is, he was there, and you could get in line and 1v1 a CSGO pro. And it was pretty funny. This little kid got up there and he absolutely destroyed him, which I thought was hilarious. And the first match of the day was Mouse Sports versus NRG, and I'll put a picture up right now what the arena looked like. And when the first round started, the pistol shots and like everything sounded like the bass was so deep. It made like the entire stadium shake. It was awesome. So I was actually rooting for Mouse Sports in that game because NRG is the team that bounced FaZe in the group stages, and I was kind of salty at them. So Mouse Sports actually ended up beating them 2-0. It was pretty handily. So like the first couple matches were not really competitive at all, and it was actually kind of exciting because the next match was Liquid versus Gambit, and Liquid is a North American team, and everybody there obviously roots for like the North American team. So everyone in the crowd was so hyped when Liquid got up there, and they were playing Gambit, which is, if any of you guys know, is the team of Doja, the king, the absolute king of nerds. And that game also was not extremely exciting because Liquid absolutely destroyed them. Everyone in the crowd was super hyped, and it was awesome. And probably the craziest part of this whole event was the concession stands at the Barclays Center is extremely expensive. They were selling chicken tenders and fries for 18 doll hairs. So we actually spent more money on food at the arena than we actually spent on the tickets at the end of the weekend. But after all that was done, after the two matches and everything, we bounced out of there and we went to our hotel. And from the pictures, the hotel it didn't look bad, but if you guys know, like anywhere in the city, you guys are paying a ton of money. And the room itself wasn't very bad, but like the surrounding area, it wasn't the prettiest place. And we went to this rundown Mexican restaurant, and it holds true that the crappiest looking restaurants always have the best food. It was an absolute banger meal, but their water did taste like sewage. So on Sunday, the next day, was the grand finals, and we didn't have to wake up super early today because we obviously stayed in a hotel. And when we got to the arena, we found out there was like a PlayStation lounge. PlayStation rented out, had like a ton of PS4s and everything, and it was crazy. You could get into the lounge if you were like a PS Plus member, which pretty much anyone is that owns a PS4. We go down there, they have like 40 or 50 PS4s set up with Fortnite, Call of Duty, and a bunch of other games. I'll put a picture of those up right now. But what they had running was they had a PlayStation themed bag, a shirt, like PlayStation glasses, a brand new, like a new color controller, and a $20 PSN card if you won a Fortnite match. It had to be a solo Fortnite match, and if you won a match, then you would win all that stuff. And I had to hop on the sticks, and my second game on, I got a win, and I played so scummy. I just sat around the circle. I only got 2 kills, but I secured the goodie bag. So then after that, I had to cop a FaZe Clan jersey. The jerseys are absolutely sick. I'll put a picture of that up too right now. now. The collar on the jersey is absolutely awesome. Looks so cool. Then it was time for the final grand finals between Mouse Sports and Liquid. And Liquid was a giant favorite going into this map play. Number one, they had the home field advantage with the crowd, and Mouse Sports wasn't playing very good lately, even though they just 2-ed NRG. So nobody even thought that Mouse Sports was going to win it. But in the very first map, it's a best of 5, so the first person went 3 maps, and Mouse Sports actually won the first map. It was Liquid's pick, so they picked the map to play. Mouse Sports beat Liquid on their own map 16-12. It shut the crowd up instantly. But the next map, Liquid handled their business and defeated Mouse 7-16 pretty handily, and then everyone actually, that's when everybody started believing again that Liquid was going to pull through and get a win. And Liquid is notoriously big chokers in events like this. They always get big leads and they always choke it every single year, and that's exactly what all the announcers were saying the whole time, about how they don't want Liquid to choke it and how Liquid's going to choke it. The first map was Cash, which Mouse Sports won. Second map was Nuke, which Liquid won, and then third map was Inferno, which Liquid also won pretty handily, 16-10. And then everyone was extremely hyped because Dust 2 is the next map, and if you guys know anything about CSGO, Dust 2 is probably the most iconic map. If you guys don't play CSGO, you've probably seen Dust 2 once or twice in your life. Liquid was up 13-4, and all they had to do was win 3 more rounds and they would win. I think it's their first event win. I have no idea. It might be their first like big event win. Mouse Sports comes back and wins 19-17 in overtime. They choked 13-4 lead. It was so painful to watch. Everyone in the crowd was so quiet when Liquid started choking. And during the third map, I actually missed the entire third map because there was like a signing session with Gambit, and this is where the lord of all nerds, Doja, comes in. There was like probably like 200 or 300 people waiting in line to get signatures by these players, and originally it was G2 that was signing, and G2 is home to one of the best players in the game, Kenny S, and everyone was hyped to get a signature, and halfway through they tell us that G2 left, and then we have to get signatures by Gambit, which I wasn't mad because Doja is an absolute lad. And it's kind of weird because they're like a Russian team, so none of them understand English, so I'm just like, I'm trying to talk to him and he's just like, he just stares at me. It was the weirdest thing. But then after that we went back down and watched the 5th and final map, Mirage, and Mouse Sports won this pretty handily. They won 16-8, and it completed the full choke of Liquid. And the craziest thing, one of the craziest things that I've ever seen was, it was Mouse Sports up 14-8 and Liquid won 2 rounds in a row, so like if they won this next round then they would be in good shape to make the comeback. And Chris J, the sniper for Mouse Sports, pulled off one of the craziest aces I've ever seen in my life. You guys don't know what ace is, basically when you kill everybody on the other team in 1 round, and I'll roll that clip for you right now.
Excuse me, catwalk from Connector. Wants to try and hold off the rotations. Oscar's gone. Chris isn't up, still in the picture. Up, still very much in the round. Oh, Chris, he's found 3. It's down to a 2-on-2. Chris, can he close this with an ace? Oh my God! Chris, the Wolf of Wall Street gets an ace, and it's championship point, Mouse Sports.
But that pretty much sums up my experience at ESL ONE. I think it was an absolutely incredible experience. I was not expecting how crazy that was. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. And if any of you guys were there, or if any of you guys watched the live stream, comment down below and tell me what you thought of the match. And I will see you in another video very, very soon. Later.